What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself. And today is the return of Ace Combat Zero, although we have a little bit of a special video here with a remix. This is Ace Combat Zero dedicated to Mr. C remix from Ace Combat Zero from the channel Project Ace's Topic, which I'm pretty sure is the official Spotify channel. And all I was told that this is a remix, official remix album that came out not too long ago. And I don't know who arranged this one. I'm pretty sure the original composer is Keiki Kobayashi. And this is requested by Darton over on Patreon. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. I have heard this song, well, the original, 3 years ago. It's one of those songs that left a lasting impression. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting to rehear it again. But one thing I want to mention before I get started is I had to re-record this intro right here and the outro because I had a pretty nasty audio glitch where I had two microphones recording at the exact same time and there was this pretty gnarly echo. So in order to keep the reaction intact, I kept that the exact same. So during the song playing, which the song is fine, my voice is going to sound a little weird. I'm sorry about that. But this part and then the ending, which I'm going to have to re-record, I'll just do it here. Kind of lame, but in order to keep the reaction pure, I kept that. So just want to be transparent about that. It was my mistake for recording multiple audio sources. But anyways, let's get into Ace Combat, the dedicated to Mr. C remix of Zero now. Jazzy intro. Jazzy done. I'm trying to remember the chord progression, like da 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 da. Very. For just a second, I forgot about the vocal. You know how rare it is for me to do a remix in the auditorium? It's not. It's pretty rare. First time in my life I've heard jazz with this sort of vocal ever in my life. I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna say, how are we gonna stop having the mega guitar in it? But this is pretty cool. It's because the Rhodes piano, which is arguably my top 5 favorite instrument. What are you hearing right now? The bass too, there's so much to keep up with. It still has like that live flavor though, you know? Oh dude, the bass is fantastic. That's so sick. Pretty faithful. Pretty faithful. Oh, that's so weird. Just like jazz and Spanish together. I've never heard this concoction before. Have you reiterated it before? That's so rare. song impressing me for the second time. Dude, they went all out with this one. Drum solo? Oh. There's still 20 seconds left. Dude, it's just a live sound. So as stated before, I've already heard the song right before this, and I have to kind of retell what I said the first time, which is a little awkward, but you know, I kind of wrote down some points that I said, and hopefully that spirit is still there. But I didn't hear this too long ago. It's still very fresh in my mind. And basically it's the same reaction I'm getting now. So maybe I even get to say it a different way now, who knows. But basically what I said prior was that this song really encapsulates the jazzy spirit of jazz, this whole like improvisation and live feel. It had this sort of outro that was going with like the kind of rolling outro, and it sounded like I was gonna hear applause at any moment. It like I could smell the room, smell like cigars and wine, that kind of thing. And I think a couple of things made this stand out. For example, very rarely have I done remixes on this channel. Like I think less than 5, something like that. Like they're allowed. It's just they have to be official. You know, it's not very often I see or get requests for official developer remixes. I'm not sure what caused it. I don't know if the game sold really well or if it was a special occasion, but cool. And it seemed kind of like a bold choice to choose this one, you know, because Zero already, to me, stood out. It's already kind of a pretty different sounding song with this whole flamenco and orchestral style vocal. So to take that even a step further and to blend stuff together, that was, well, I guess bold, you know, like, for example, I'm pretty sure this is the first time in my life that I heard a kind of trifecta of new things, of like a jazzy musician, freeform improvisation style with Spanish rhythms, and then the orchestral style stuff. Because to me, the jazzy music all sounded like one take. I don't know if it was like the first take per se, but it sounded like one live take, and they liked that one, kept it. Whereas the vocals, I'm pretty sure, were lifted, sampled directly from the song itself. And you know, it kind of makes sense. You know, it's like this very human thing to create, to take something that already exists. There's only so many chords, right? So many chords, so many notes in the musical alphabet that we've done it all essentially. So why not start to blend stuff together? And usually I think it works. I can't think of an example right now where something may not work. Maybe like, I don't even know. But you know, usually it works because it's familiarities. You have something you know over here, something you know over here. You have these two separate parts of your brain, and they start to intertwine, and you know, some kind of magic happens. So that I really enjoyed. The fact that also this is kind of nostalgic for me in some weird way. Like, I heard the song 3 years ago, the original, and that stood out even back then, because when I did the original Ace Combat Zero, that was within the first month of me doing the reactions, maybe less, something like that, like really early on when I was still doing YouTube comments as suggestions because I didn't have like any subscribers. So I was able to sift through my comment section and just see like what people were saying and kind of get like a consensus. And a lot of people kept saying Ace Combat Zero, Ace Combat Zero. And then people found out I played a guitar and they suggested Ace Combat Zero more. And then they found out I even played flamenco guitar and then suggested even more. So, and then of course I heard it too. After I've heard it, I put it in my own playlist, which it's not that I haven't heard it since 3 years ago. I've heard it a couple times. It just randomly comes on shuffle in my little Spotify video game playlist that I've heard, of music that I've heard. So I mostly remember like the dun, dun, da, 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 you know, the kind of Spanish rhythms of it. And then it all kind of came back. I'm surprised they didn't add the flamenco guitar back into it. This is what kind of made it stand out. But I didn't really miss it. It was pretty cool. You know, it was pretty cool. And I think the biggest takeaway for me overall is the fact that a song was able to surprise me 2 times. 2 separate times, this one song, this entity of a song has perplexed me to the point where, how is this part of this jet fighting, dog fighting game? And that's not to label it or judge a book by its cover, but in a way I kind of have to. I've been judging Ace Combat since the first time, and in this case, judge, I don't mean in like a negative notion. It's just every box art you see of Ace Combat, you see a fighter jet, maybe some missiles coming out, some maneuver in the air. You know, you just don't think like this emphasis on bass and rock and just music fusion would be in it. At least not me, first glance. And by the way, I just have to say, Namco's track record is pretty amazing. I can't think of them all of them at the exact same at this moment right now, but the fact that they have like Ridge Racer, which by the way, the last time I heard Ridge Racer was like a mind-bending experience. I had like I was talking about life in general and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so there's Ridge Racer, Tekken. Tekken music is insane. Who am I forgetting? I feel like Mr. Driller, maybe? Is that Namco? I might be confused. Either way, Soul Calibur. Namco music is just kind of its own thing. And man, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't get brought up enough, you know. But I know I'm forgetting something that's driving me crazy. Is Dragon Ball FighterZ one of them? I don't remember. Anyways. Well, the good news is, after re-recording this, I thought going back into it was going to be a challenge to kind of retell the things that I originally said. But once I started talking, I kind of just fell into my normal flow of talking, and I'm actually more content with what I'm saying this time because it all just kind of was off the top of my head, and that's a relief. Yeah, it kind of sucked that the audio was messed up, but you know, I wasn't going to re-record the reaction. That was well, that would be silly, but yeah, basically, long story short is I was adjusting camera equipment, and then I forgot that when you do that through OBS, it defaults to picking up the camera audio. So basically, I had this and my camera audio at the same time, so it was just horrible. Luckily, the song didn't get messed up. So, anyways, yeah, cool. Happy birthday, Darton. And noticed a pattern in the request: a lot of aviation and, you know, Gundam, Ace Combat. There's another one in there I can't remember at the moment, but big fan of flying stuff. Anyways, dedicated to Mr. C. I don't know who that is. Let me know who arranged this one. But yeah, Ace Combat Zero again. One of the very few times I had a remix on this channel, and I'm very glad I did. I got to check it out because I love remixes. You know, I listen to them all the time. I just can't check them all out here. But I'm a huge fan of this because it's like the art already exists. Do something else with it. And I'm all about that. All right. Let me know. more about the album, who Mr. C is, whatever. Thank you to Arden again. Happy birthday again. Thank you to all my patrons you see here. I couldn't be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Later.